Are we exactly the same?
What do you think?
I don't think so. What's the difference between you and the other?
What's the point of this interview? What is our purpose? What are we doing right now?
We're trying to find the right mood.
Trying to find the flow. And trying is kind of a contradictory word when you're talking about flow. So maybe we shouldn't use the word trying, because trying to find the flow is probably the best way not to find it.
I mean, just allowing, the state of allowing.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, right. Beautiful.
Yeah, the moon. The moon feels deep to me because it started with the swimming far out into the Chesapeake Bay. And when you get out there, you see it, you feel it, you know that the water is alive, that it's just moving, it's flowing, it's ebbing, and you're just this little cork, and very, very conscious of the movement of the water.
I'm just waking up, and I feel so refreshed, and I'm comfy, and I'm cozy.
Hello, my sweet girl.
Hi there, small child. How's it going? Would you like an hors d'oeuvre? Or perhaps a crudita?
What is he talking about?
I've got a nice soft blanket to wrap you up in. And then we can go to the laundry room with Mommy. And you can help me fold the sheets fresh off the line.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, you could help me apply turpentine. And we could flip through the latest issue of Black Holes Today. And you.
No, I just want Mommy. Go away now, Mommy. You're grouchy and grumpy, and you don't know about babies. Come on, Mommy.
You're my treasure. You know that? You're just my treasure. You're so safe and so loved, and I'm gonna take good care of you. You are the apple of my eye.
I remember once at Bell Atlantic, I worked on the top floor. It was the 7th floor of this big office building.
Bing, bing, bing. And this pair of grackles somehow got in through the roof or the ceiling or something. We're not even sure. I spent that whole day. I had this big raincoat and I just managed to catch them.
Several hours of my workday, and I was like, they can fucking fire me. I'm not letting these birds die. And I did catch them. And another guy started to help me, another coworker that I didn't really know. I mean, we worked on the same floor. And he was like, no, we're gonna do this. And we did. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And then we went up on the roof and set them free. And by the time we did that, they were really tired. But they weren't gonna make it that much longer.
Yeah. 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 Like, I know. I was like, and I thought to myself, that was my best day at work ever. Seriously. I felt like I actually did something worthwhile.
Yes.
Yes. Woo! Woo!
They were desperate, but they were okay. They both took off, and I'm sure they found their nest and were fine.
And then you start to learn how it moves, why it moves, and mostly because of the gravitational pulls of the moon, which is that's an intellectual thing. An intellectual concept. But that intellectual concept is connected to a physical experience of me in the middle of the bay, swimming, or just treading, or throwing butterflies against the tide, just to stay in the same place.
Oh yeah. I mean, he had this apartment in East LA when I first started dating him. That it wasn't in a very good neighborhood, but there was something great about it. I mean, it was mostly Spanish-speaking people and, immigrants and stuff. And they would dance in the street, and it was LA. So, like, we used to go up on the roof at night, and the sunset would be so pretty. And you'd see palm trees against the sky, and he would always play, different, he used to play that song, Sitting Here in Limbo by the Neville Brothers. Sitting here in limbo. It's a great song because it felt so real, like it was kind of true. Like I was just going to go back to college and try to get a degree so I didn't have to be a waitress anymore. And I wasn't really sure what I was doing. So Todd, his name was, he was drinking too much. And I left him. But he really loved me for who I was. He saw right into my soul. Even when he was mad at me, I still knew he just like completely loved my shit. It healed me a lot. Yeah, and I talked to him many years later. I just said, I'm not very good at relationships. You were probably the closest I've ever gotten, and I'm really sorry if I hurt you. And you're a wonderful, wonderful person, unlike any that I've ever met. You were right about a lot of things. And he was just like, I could tell he was grateful. It was like really great because then he died, but I didn't have to feel like I never got to say that,
So these intellectual concepts are all tied to a visceral feeling. Another example of that is the day that I lay in the basin, just at the shoreline to avoid the jellyfish. And I just got there about an hour or so, an hour and a half before sunset, and I had a perfect view of the sun going up, of what appears.
On July 31st, 1976, or whatever it was, I almost didn't meet Uncle John. And I remember I opened a Hershey bar, and I started the Hershey bar, and I saw these white worms in it. And I don't know why. I don't know if I felt sick or I thought I should be sick, but I remember thinking, you know what? These worms, I might have taken a few bites, and these worms or maggots or whatever they are, probably in my stomach. And I remember thinking, I'm not going to that dance because I'm just so grossed out by the thought of little white amoeba worms or something in my stomach. There are worms in this bar. There are so many voices in my head. I don't know what to do.
I am not going to that dance. I'll tell you what.
I think it'll be fine. I spent so much time, I've been thinking about this all
It's
day.
not going to be fine. It's not going to be fine. Nothing is fine now. I don't know whether these are worms or maggots or amoebas or mycelium or bacterium.
I think whatever they are, just have some ginger ale. I'm so looking forward to this. It's just going to have to be mind over matter here.
That doesn't work. That's not going to work this time, Trisha.
To just not think about it. I just have to keep going.
These worms are coming out.
Just not think about it. And just
by hook or by crook.
keep getting ready. Aw, I had the nicest dress. I just bought the scarf today. No, I gotta
It
just,
doesn't matter how good you look, the worms are still there.
I just have a feeling something good's gonna happen.
I don't think so. Something really bad already happened.
How do I appease you?
It's not about me, it's about them.
How do I appease them?
There are too many of them.
They'll be okay. They can just come along. They're gonna just come along. They can dance along too. I'm going. I'm ready. Look at this.
This
I'm
is going
ready.
to be a wild night.
This is gonna be a wild night.
I did go to that dance. And that's the time I met Uncle John. You know what? The worms had their own dance in my stomach. I wasn't perfectionist, and I thought Mama was perfectionist. I couldn't cut things like she did or make things like she did, but she told me when she was a little girl, they had to be perfect. They had to sit on the porch, they weren't allowed to get dirty, they weren't allowed to do this. They had to be absolutely perfect. And she grew up and had to be perfect about things. Her manners, her schoolwork, her handwriting, her way of dressing as a little girl. And I remember, even as an adult, I hate to say it, my mom was on the other side of the bed and I was probably 65 and she said from the other side, "Aren't you going to help me make my bed?" And I just said, "No, Mom, I can't help you make your bed." I mean, now it sounds mean, but it was just like I knew I could not make those hospital corners. And I was 65, or no, I was probably 60. And I was still reacting to like, I can't be perfect like you. I was living with Mom and I didn't feel good about myself. I mean, circumstances were I was living there and I had that little place in the basement. But there were so many times I sat down and I just said, this isn't my home. Like, why am I here? Is this ever going to get better? But now I always think, I'm so glad I was there. Because I had those 4 years with Mom, having fun with her and having a totally different kind of relationship. What makes your heart sing? What feels alive in you?
Sunshine.
What about sunshine?
Yellow.
Is that your favorite color?
For sunshine, it is.
What makes you happy?
I told you, sunshine.
Elaborate about that.
I did. Look at your notes.
That was 17 minutes.
Let's do this for 33 more minutes. Was that right? No, 43 more minutes. 43 minutes we have to spend.
At least.
God, I don't want to take these flowers to a hospital or a shelter. Please just tell me where to take them. Oh my gosh! I didn't expect an answer so quickly. I can't believe I'm seeing this in our world. People living in tents right out in the open. I just have to find a place to park. Excuse me, can you help me? I'm trying to take these flowers over to the people over there, but I need to find a place to park. I'm parked illegally.
Hey, I'll watch your car for $1.
Well, I can't give you $1, but I'll give you $5 to help me carry the flowers to the people in that tent city.
Hey,
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then will he sit upon the throne. Excuse me, sir. I left these flowers here, but I have about 20 more in my car if you'll help me get them. And before him shall be gathered all the nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. I need to take pictures of this, so I can show people how some others are living in this tent city, hanging their clothes up to dry on the line.
no picture taken.
This is so sad. I just wanted to take a picture to show people what it's like down here.
Well, you can do that.
Sir, I left 50 bouquets of flowers over there by the preacher if you want to go get some. Wait a minute. I have some basil and some other plants in my car, but they need a bit of TLC.
Oh, hey, I'll give him some TLC. I'll bring him back to life.
This bath gel and stuff like this and hand cream. Wait a minute. I have 2 bags of walnuts from Giant too.
Give me that bath gel. I'm gonna go over to that basin and wash myself real good. Hey, come back anytime. This is real great.
I will. And then I just drove away. And that was perhaps the most powerful of all the 72,000 bouquets that I passed away. What's happening, of course, is that the Earth, this big round rock, is rotating. So when we say that the sun is setting, what we're really experiencing is the movement, the turn, the rotation of the Earth. That the Earth is rotating away from the sun. It rotates on its axis once every 24 hours. So when I was watching the sun head toward the horizon, I got a physical, visceral sense from the intellectual experience. I got a visceral feeling of what's happening. The Earth is rotating.
Are there Any stories from that time you'd like to share?
Stories from the future.
Sure.
One time we went to, and it was fun.
And then this one, should I hatch them? I'll do the hatching later.